Seeing a woman shine excites you. Whether you're a man or a woman, whatever you identify as, it enlivens you. When you really see a woman that is owning her goddess energy, that is walking embodiment of the goddess in herself, in her own unique way, it brings a smile to your face. Even children can't help but to stare at that type of woman, that kind of woman that knows her worth and walks dignified in her authenticity. And I've wanted my whole life to be a woman like that. I have had glimpses of women like this, but never directly in my life had I seen a woman that was just so empowered and not trying to be a man, right? Not empowered in a masculine sense, but empowered through her own feminine essence, through her yin energy, through the balance of her predominant feminine yin energy and that internal stillness and knowing and groundedness of her internal masculine energy. I grew up with a mother that was constantly in survival mode because of our financial difficulties as a family growing up. I grew up seeing my mother stressed more often than not, but there were glimpses when I got to see her shine, and I got to see her put on her makeup on those days, and that was like a ritual for her, that when she would put on her makeup and get dressed. My mom is a Taurus, and you know, Taurus women, they are actually usually very feminine, and that's just naturally, they are just natural feminine energies and very beautiful usually and attractive, right? And I saw her in her beauty and magnetism on those days when we'd get to maybe go to church, or we'd be going to a party or like a family gathering or something, and she would put on her makeup and just put on her perfume and wear her nice clothing and feel really elegant and beautiful, and I could see a shift in her energy. She was lighter, she was freer, she was sweeter. She even was more, what's the word? I guess submissive towards my father. Not in a weakness type of way, but in a way that was just naturally allowing him to be the alpha, to be the masculine leader in the family for her and for her daughters, me and my 3 sisters. So I had a little glimpse of this growing up, but not really to its full extent until I got a little older and I started searching for role models in my life. And it took a while to actually find someone that truly resonated with me. You know, a lot of the women role models I had growing up were like boss women, masculine, over masculine women that were thriving in the male dominated roles of this capitalistic society, right? And I just never saw myself in them. I'm sure that maybe some of you do. Some of you are full of this energy, this vibrato, this more yang energy, even if you aren't a female body, and you felt like you could keep up with the boys. You know, my sister, my oldest sister, she's that, you know, archetype, that she can keep up with the boys. She was like a tomboy, and yet she was also feminine, a lot, very feminine and creative, and had that side to her. So maybe you fall more into that category. But for myself, I just knew I'm very gentle spirit. I'm a very empathic, very like soft woman that desires things that are traditional, in a sense, that desires to be provided for, to be a wife and mother, to be a nourished nourisher is how I like to call it. And I like to reference Vedic astrology for this beautiful visual of what I feel is the ultimate woman. And she is a woman that is nourished from within herself, and yet is nourishing all of those around her. That to me is so beautiful. And this is represented in the nakshatra of Revati. And it's in Pisces. It's in the final degrees of Pisces in Vedic astrology. And when I learned that my midheaven is in this constellation of Revati, it made so much sense to me. And it's a big part of what I resonate with as a public person, as I present myself to the world through this YouTube medium or whatever other medium I decide to use. I see myself representing this type of archetype, this nourished from within woman. I see the Ace of Cups, if you know about tarot. I see this overflow of love and emotions, and you know, the water element is really strong in me. I have the Venus in Scorpio, the Mars in Cancer. Now, this could be relevant to you or not, but if these are specifics to myself, right? But what I'm saying with this video is that you get to be exactly who you are meant to be in this life. And maybe you thought you had to be like these boss babes and these CEO queens and these go-getter type of women out there, and men, like both of them are in this category now of like, oh, I have my social media game, and I have my TikToks, and I'm also like running the household, and I'm also like doing side hustles and working my butt off to, I don't know, keep up with the Kardashians, I guess, and look a certain way. And I invite you to slow down and to ask yourself, what do I really value in this world? And am I really valuing myself? Do I really know myself on a deep level? And am I able to stand in my self-worth without giving in to the pressure of being something I'm not for the sake of what anybody else thinks about me, my level of success, or my level of anything in this outer world? And when I started asking myself this question and learning to love myself for who I really was, even though it was really hard because it just felt like everything I am is almost contradicting this world that we're in. To be empathic, to be very sensitive, very feminine, very receptive, and very present. It's so weird in this world. It's so weird. Everybody is so strategic. Everyone that's a role model and that's successful overall just seems to be so strategic and focused and driven on some level, even if it's hiding behind that like sensual, what they usually call like that sexual sensual output. Behind that is like grueling hours or just this focused, determined point of view. And I'm not saying that's wrong. If that's the way that you are designed to be, by all means go for it. But I feel that we're moving into a time of greater receptivity, of more existential awareness. And I am the embodiment of that. And I've found there are no real, I found maybe 1 or 2 role models that for me exemplify that space. And ultimately, I discovered that I am here to be a role model. So maybe that's why I never truly felt I had a role model in my life, even though I wanted one and I searched for one and couldn't find one. I found out through human design that I am a role model. I'm designed in my personality to be a role model. And even though I had no clue what that meant at first, I decided to explore that. And now I really know and I really feel that embodiment coming to life. And so that's why I'm here to share this frequency with you that is very different, and it might not resonate with you, but if it does, then that's beautiful, because you're the one I'm here to speak to. Just you. Nobody else matters. Because if this message speaks to you and you feel a resonance with my presence, my voice, my energy, then I'm being exactly who I'm supposed to be. A role model, an example of what being a feminine, receptive woman is in this day and age. And I'm still discovering that as time goes. But if I can guide other people into their authentic truth through a receptive leadership, through truly receptive leadership, nothing forceful, nothing demanding. It's a simple asking you the right questions that will lead you to your own inner authority. They will lead you to your own sovereignty. As I've been able to come into my own sovereignty with nobody's external pressure onto me. I've discovered human design, and with time and with meditation and presence and mindfulness and self-love, I'm here now, and I'm in the passenger seat of my vehicle, of this body, watching everything go by and enjoying the ride, truly enjoying the ride, and not just trying to resist the changes and the struggles and the conditioning that I was grown up into. So if you are curious to know how you can step into more authenticity, if you're looking for the type of guidance that will not be overly demanding, that will simply allow you to take your presence and to listen to your own intuition, then you're in the right place. And if you don't care about any of that and you just want to hear more from me and listen to more about my story and get all the free information that I'm going to be giving to you, then stick around. That's cool too. There's one thing I want you to leave with in this video, and that is you are already that which you seek. Stop chasing your own tail, and remember, you are infinite. You are consciousness itself. Your ego identity is an illusion, a beautiful one that you get to witness unfold as a masterpiece, as your own creation. And even though you don't have free will, the illusion of free will is something you get to freely partake in. And even though there is no time, The illusion of time is a gift that you get to hold. Do not cling to the moments that you are given, but recognize that they are each a present from your own presence. Your presence is so appreciated here. Your presence is recognized here. Thank you and welcome. And I will see you very soon in my next video. Mwah.